Before George, there'd been, I think, 8 failed rounds.
9.
9 failed rounds of IVF. And that's about £45,000 of your savings. What was life like during that time?
Just really hard. I just didn't have any holidays. Didn't have to sell a car to have IVF. Just really tough.
You were so desperate to be a mum, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Just all my friends knew how desperate I was. Just constantly wanted to have a baby.
Yeah, and so obviously, like Phil said, £45,000 money that you didn't have. You ended up going on Deal or No Deal to try to win some money to put it into the pot.
Yeah, it was in 2008, and we went on to get some money for IVF. And that's when George watched our show because he was a big fan of Deal or No Deal. Rang in the next day when it had been aired to say that he wanted to donate some money to us, but I didn't know anything about it. I knew the next day.
This was really high up, wasn't it, at the channel, so nobody below knew who it was.
So when I got the call, I asked because I wanted to know who it was, and they just said we can't tell you, but you can if you want to write a letter to say thank you, then you can, and then that's what I did. I wrote a letter. Didn't think I was writing a letter to George Michael at the time.
No, exactly. Goodness me. So the money that you got from him enabled you to have another round of IVF, but more importantly, enabled you to have lots of tests done. Yeah,
because when I was having some treatment at the time, they said that I might have immune problems, so I might not be able to carry a child anyway, and my body might be killing the embryos off because I had 9 lots of IVF and never actually got pregnant.
And it did prove that,
yes, I'd got some immune problems, so that on my next lot of IVF, which would have been March this year, we was looking to have another treatment in March this year, we would have used the test that I paid with George Michael's money to have my next round of IVF.
Right.
Well, it's an immense strain on any relationship, something like that, and so you're not with that partner anymore. And then along comes your childhood friend Nathan.
Yeah.
And begin to think, right? Okay, well, it would be nice. It would be nice if we could do it. And what happened then?
We just had IVF in August last year, and it failed. So we didn't tell anybody. But like I said, we just had treatment, and then obviously I fell pregnant at Christmas completely naturally.
And completely naturally. I mean, to the shock of all the doctors and anyone that had given you any treatment.
Yeah, I went to the doctor. I didn't take a test until I was 8 weeks pregnant because I was so scared of actually seeing. And if I'd have bought a pregnancy test, half of me would have been thinking I'm actually pregnant here. Yeah. So I didn't want to do. A friend of mine had said, I think you're pregnant. You need to take a test.
Well, you think you're over the worst of it though, and actually the pregnancy was stressful, and you had a condition that added complications, didn't it?
Yes, I've got 2 uterus. It's called uterus diadelphys, where you've got double womb, double cervix, double vagina. Right,
which you didn't realise, which
I didn't realise.
Part of the issue in the first place also.
Yeah, I didn't realise until I'd had 3 lots of IVF, and then my consultant found it. So I had a little operation done in September of 2015, but when I actually got pregnant, I was so scared because Seth was growing in my left uterus, which is only half a uterus.
Oh, gosh.
So I had, I was under the impression that I was probably going to have a miscarriage early on, and definitely later on I was...
As they said, you know, you're really not entirely sure that this is going to work.
Yeah, well, the consultants had said to me that I might only carry to 28, 32 week, but I actually carried to 39 week, and I actually got induced as well.
Oh, my gosh!
When you got in the taxi, having been told, we don't think this is going to happen for you, what was playing on the radio in the taxi?
Well, what had happened was I was about 16 weeks pregnant at the time, and we had gone to the hospital because I had a bit of a scare, and I'd started to spot, and I thought, oh God, I'm gonna lose this baby. And all my friends have said since he's been born as well, gosh, I can't believe he's here. We actually thought you were going to lose him. We didn't think you'd get to the end of your pregnancy. And then we got in the car and turned the radio on, and I was really upset. The doctor had just said to me, everything's fine, and I was spotting. They thought I was spotting from my other uterus because they thought that my uterus was confused because there's a baby in one and
the
nothing
other side,
in the other. Yeah. So my body knows I'm pregnant, but there's no baby in this uterus.
Yeah.
So we got in the car after the consultant said everything's fine, put the radio on, and George Michael was on the radio, literally playing as we turned the radio up, and it was got our face.
And this is Seth George Hunt. who arrived on the 3rd of September.
Oh, my goodness me. Hello, welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you too.
Hi, Nathan.
But, oh, my goodness me, look at him. Oh, he's so tiny. How much did he weigh when he was born?
He was 7'10".
Good size.
And because I'm breastfeeding, he dropped to 7'1".
Yeah.
And then he's just picked back up to 7'13", so he's just above his birth weight.
Well done, you.
How did you find out, finally, that it was George?
It was Richard Osman that tweeted something on his Twitter account that he'd given money to, and it was Christmas Day when he tweeted it, and then he'd given money to a lady who'd been on deal on it. All right. And then I had reporters literally just at my house the next day.
And can you believe he's here when you hold him now?
No, it's I watch Friends, don't I? And I watch Friends holding him, and I think, oh, he's lovely, and then I think, and they pass him back to me, and I think, oh, he's mine.
You've waited a long time for him, and he's gorgeous. Well done, both of you.
What a miracle.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's looking for food.
I know.
I know what you've got.
So lovely to
Oh, he's adorable. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Well done. Well done, well done.